Yo, yo, yo. It's AK the Apostle. Let's talk sports, y'all. Let's dive right into it. I mean, of course, it's the play heard around the world, the game everybody talking about, Detroit, Dallas last night. Let me just put it to you simple and plain. It's a lot that went on. It's a lot that went on with the play. Okay, it does look like Decker went over there to report in, but they actually sent three linemen out there to try to disguise which one is going to be eligible and which one's not. Okay, cool. The ref goes over to the defense to explain to them who's eligible and who's not. So there's two safeties over there with Decker. So my question for everybody that got the problem is, do you think they would have just let him go if they knew he was eligible? Because they over there for a reason. Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker are both over there. You know what I mean? So, I mean, cool. It's hinky. It definitely was a blown call by the refs. I'm gonna say that. Definitely was a hinky blown call by the ref, but the ref clearly was gonna tell them who was eligible and who wasn't. So I don't understand that part of it. But you can make of that what you want. I mean, it's two safeties over there. He clearly walks away from whoever he thought said something, walked over to them and said, "This person is eligible," is what he said. But he said 70 and not 68. 70 was on the line, of course. That's what everybody's looking at. 70 went on the line as an interim alignment, so clearly he wasn't eligible. But they also did not know that 68 was eligible. So that's the only reason they let him go, because they're over there. They're over there in case somebody comes over there. That's what they were there for. You know what I mean? But make of that what you want. As a whole, Cowboy Nation, I'm going to be honest. No, well, hold on. Before we get to that, I want to know about this 15-yard penalty that happened before, that happened right before the 2-minute warning. I still don't know what, right before the 2-minute warning, it was a penalty called for a 15-yard penalty against Peyton Hendershot that we still don't have not seen. I need to see that tripping or whatever called, because that right there, if that don't happen, none of this that we talking about even matters. You know what I mean? They would have came back out to like a second and like 6 or something with 2 minutes left to go in the game, get the first down, get out of here. But because of that, it led to a whole series of events that changed the whole outcome and how the game was played out. Now, let me just get to this. At the end of the day, Cowboy Nation, you had to be concerned. You had to be concerned about the way the team looked last night. Big questions on play calling, big questions on execution on both sides of the ball, on all three phases. Big questions last night. A lot got exposed last night. So going into the playoffs and trying to make a playoff run, what you saw last night has got to be concerning. Has got to be. Has got to be concerning. Let's just start from that. Let's say Peyton Hendershot did trip the guy and it was a real penalty. Dak, on that second down call, you cannot throw the ball out of bounds. You cannot do that on a running clock. You cannot hurl the ball out of bounds. If the play was busted and you saw it wasn't busted, what are you throwing the ball out about? You have to find a way to make it back to the line of scrimmage and at least or save with as many yards as you can and get on the ground. You cannot throw the ball out of bounds. You need the clock to run. That 40 seconds, you gave them an extra 45 seconds just by throwing the ball out of bounds. Come on, man. And they saved the timeout. All right, so that's one. Two, CeeDee Lamb. How you fumbling the ball at the 1 yard line? Come on, bruh. Come on. As great as he played, as many plays as he played, and everybody's going to hurl and be excited about, the yards and all he did, but two big drops and that fumble at the 1 yard line. Can't happen. Get it. He's playing good ball. That can't happen. That cannot happen. Not if you're a team that's trying to get to the next level. That cannot happen. Last night, the lights was as bright as they can be, and the team showed that they wasn't ready for the lights. However, you want to say it, robbery, or however you want to play it, somehow, some way they came out of it, you wasn't ready for that game. You wasn't. Special teams, that's the second fake punt in 2 weeks, bruh. How do you keep falling for that? Your second fake punt in 2 weeks. Come on, Fossil, get it together. You one of the best special teams coaches ever. What are you doing? Get it together. You can't fall for that, especially if we go into the playoffs. You can't fall for that. You can't. It was telegraphed. You could see it coming a mile away. When they snapped the ball to the short man, where did you think he was? You didn't think he was the punter's back there. The punter don't even got the ball. He ain't even want to throw it. How do you fall for that? You got to fix this. And Dan Quinn don't know what you're doing. Okay? You got to put the right people on the field. When Israel Matulika, who I've been advocating for all year, finally got on the field, for 2 drives, he held Laporta in check. That's why they had the punt. That's why on the interception that Donovan Wilson got, that's why he checked it down to the other tight end, because Laporta was being covered well by Matulika. You get to the last 1 minute and 45 seconds, you put Izzy on the bench and let Laporta run wild. Dan Quinn, come on, man, you got to get better. Look, you realize Micah's not going to get a call. Everybody, Cowboy Nation, Micah, don't put up no videos. You're not going to get the call. So why would you line him up over the left tackle? Don't make sense. All I'm going to say is this. All in all, if you're happy with the win, be happy with the win. If you're a true fan of the game and you're a true fan, you should be concerned. You should be concerned. Last night, game shouldn't even came out of that. You overthrew a wide open touchdown to Brandon Cooks. CD fumbles a easy, if bare minimum it's not a touchdown, you at the 1 yard line. Dak throws I don't know why he threw that pass. The first pick, that took 3 points off the board. You cannot have this stuff going on going into the playoffs. You was at home. You was at home with Cowboy legends all in the building. Jimmy Johnson night. And that's how y'all go out. I'm not talking about that game. I'm talking about the playoffs, the future. I'm talking about going into the playoffs. Can't have that. Can't. As great as CD played, the O-line played terrible. Tyron Smith is hurt. Put Tyler Smith, well, he hurt too now. But put Tyler Smith at left tackle. You could have played him against left tackle last week against Miami when Chumaka, whatever his name is, I'm not trying to disrespect his name, was getting beat like a drum. You could have put Tyler back there. The man played 19 games at left tackle. Don't risk Tyron Smith being out for the rest of the season or major playoff game for that game last night. He was clearly hurt. You could clearly see he could barely move last night. But they put Tyron out there because the guy the week before played so bad. But it's not worth it. That game last night was not worth risking Tyron because he clearly couldn't move last night. Got to do better, Cowboys. Serious, man. You got to do better, man. Got to do better. I'm just keeping it 100. I know I'm going to get some flack for everything I say in this whole video, but it is what it is, man. Move on. Hopefully, somehow, some way, the Giants could find a way to win next week. The Arizona game don't matter. What Troy and them was saying was not accurate. If they lose to Arizona but beat the Giants, the Eagles still win the division. Some technicality that they broke down to me, strength of schedule, record against teams would win it. Something silly, the Philly would still get the division. So what needs to happen is the Arizona game doesn't matter. The game we need them to lose is the Giants. So that's a possibility. But even if that happens, what they showed up with, I'm not gonna lie, Cowboy Nation, you can't feel good right now. You can't. Because yes, you can feel good because you won. Yes, you can feel good because we had a good season. Yes, you can feel good because the Cowboys are 11-5. But what you can't feel good about is your chances of actually competing with the big boys in the playoffs with the performance you saw last night. No. I accept. I take some of what went on the road. I get what happens on the road. It's a lot that goes on the road, not just what people think and them not showing. It was a lot that goes on in them road games, but not at home in a game where you clearly could have. We clearly should have been coming in that fourth quarter up by 2 scores. Easy. Should have been up by 2 scores. The pick by Dak, the fumble out of the end zone, The overthrow of Brandon Cooks with a wide open touchdown. He's wide. I mean, God, my God. I mean, he couldn't be more open. That's 17 points right there, bare minimum. 17. So that, like I say, enjoy it. You got a lot to fix. Dan Quinn, Mike McCarthy, Dak. Great season by all three of y'all. Got to do better if you want to go further in the playoffs.